Hello guys, welcome to today's video. So today's video is basically just some tips and stuff that I'd like to show you guys for H1Z1 for those who play and maybe find it a bit of a struggle or whatever. Just a quick thing, for some unknown reason OBS really doesn't want to record the in-game noises, so I'm sorry about that. I'll input some music into it so it's a little bit less boring, but I will commentate and stuff the best I can through the game. So first big tip is when you're here, click tab and start shredding your hat, your bandana if you've got one, and your gloves, because they're completely pointless. They don't give you any protection, and drop your shoes because they don't give you any protection either. So straight away you've already got an extra bandage that you can make. Now yeah, that's not a massive advantage, sorry, but not many people really do that, and it's one extra field bandage, so I guess that's really useful. The second big thing is a start, which I'm going to show you now, so when you're actually dropping into the map. So obviously I hope you'd know to look downwards when you're flying down. So basically by looking down you drop quicker, so obviously you get to the loot quicker or whatever. So what I'm going to do is always, I'm a bit of more of a town person than I am a city person, just because there's less places to get snaked from. So I drop straight into town, look down, so I'm dropping as quick as I can, and if I see a car I go for it. So, because usually if you see a car and somebody's competing against a car with you, they won't start and shoot you straight away because obviously they don't have a gun. They will just drive off. He's got that, unfortunately. But yeah, so what I was doing there, going side to side, was pressing A and D. So that just drops you a little bit quicker, I think, as well. So obviously the next thing to do is grab yourself, go straight into a house. Don't try and be quiet and stuff, just grab yourself a gun. I've been quite lucky there because I've got everything I need, but reload that straight away and start listening out for people, because people will be wanting to come and find loot just like you. So yeah, pick up guns and stuff. I'm not a big shotgun fan, so I never really use a shotgun. As you saw, I picked up some first aid kits because they're really useful as well. So the next thing to do after you've done all that is, if it's a quite safe area and you didn't see many people drop, then you may as well carry on looting round. Now always be careful, but checking doors and stuff and looking around before you go into a house is a kind of underrated thing, because it kind of gives yourself a bit of sense of security, if you like. And if there's stuff like that that's glitched in the bathtub that I couldn't pick up using F, press tab, it's in your proximity, and drag and drop it into your inventory. That's another big thing. Sometimes things are totally glitched and they won't even appear in your proximity, but yeah, that time it did. Pick up t-shirts as well. Once you shred them down, obviously it helps that I got a backpack straight away, but once you shred them down, you get 4 scraps of cloth from that, so that's 2 first aid kits. Another pretty obvious thing is whenever you're doing shredding or going to look at the map, get yourself into a bit of cover. You know, the amount of times that I've tried to like craft or look at a map and I've got shot is ridiculous. Now I'm not trying to preach that I'm the best player at this game. I just really struggled to find quite a clear and simple tutorial when I was trying to learn how to play the game. So hopefully that's what I'm giving you guys right here. And after this point, once you get yourself geared up and stuff like that, things get a little more tricky. So some players are completely different, but I'm not the type of player yet, until I get more confident, that goes and runs after kills. So you guys won't be able to hear that, but obviously you can see that guy's just driven around there. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm not the type of player that goes and hunts out and seeks for kills straight away. That's not because I'm playing for the win. That's just because I'd rather not spend ages trying to play the game, trying to run around getting kills and get fed up because I just get shot all the time. So hopefully, I thought that guy might have seen me. Sometimes, it depends what mood I'm in, I will try and go hunt out kills, it just depends. Now, because obviously this is a video, I'd try and like to survive as long as I can to show you as many tips as I can. So, there's some shooting going on to my east-southeast, so obviously I want to try and avoid that a little bit for now until I get a bit more geared up and stuff. The next thing to do is, as you can see, the dot in the middle of my screen. Now this is a pretty huge thing for me, and this is how I started to perform better in games. So normally it's a little white tiny dot with like a weird dotted rectangle around the outside, which I find a real struggle to use. So what you want to do to change it is go into your options, go into gameplay, then scroll down to the bottom where it says show cone of fire, turn that off, then pick which site you want to use. So I've gone for the bigger dot. I'm going to actually change that to a slightly smaller one, And then what I've done is made it a colour that I know is going to stick out. So against a white background it'll stick out, in a green background it'll stick out, just so then I don't lose my sight when trying to shoot someone. You do this by changing the colour, and you can keep track of the colour on the left hand side and right hand side of the screen. Right guys, we've jumped into another game, and I'm hopefully going to try and last a bit longer this time, just to show you what other skills you can do. So like I was saying before, if you jump into the middle of the crowd and press tab, look, somebody's dropped their hat straight from the start. So that's one free piece of cloth, effectively. So keep on shredding the stuff. So if you jump into a crowd, like in the middle here, and press that, then it shows up everything in the proximity, obviously. And usually it'll be like a little blue thing on the floor. So here, look, so you've got the shoes and that. Now this may be a crown, but it's not. So what you do is right click, shred, and basically you've got yourself almost a free bandage there, so that really helps. Drop your glasses and stuff that you don't need. I'm going to pick up those because they look pretty cool. The only reason why I'd say drop them is because you usually find some boots and stuff from the start pretty quick. So I'm going to hopefully last a bit longer into the game, and I'll cut into a bit of a further point into the game. Right guys, oh dear. Right guys, like I was saying, sorry about that, I just had to concentrate for a minute there. So picking up from where I left off, that shooting was pretty woeful again, I apologise. But so yeah, so once you got yourself some gear and stuff, what you want to do is you want to basically look around and see, once the safe zone's been marked on your map, I basically just like to get into a corner where I'm not going to be spotted, have a look, check out the map and see where I need to go and see what places are around this area. So if I do get killed here, I apologise, but I'm trying to explain to you guys as well. So yeah, so you kind of have a just look at your area, see what kind of gear you've got. If you're desperate for gear, then you kind of go into the more populated areas like this little town. But if like me, you think you've got enough gear for now, you probably want to stick to the open areas where not many people are going to be, just for the start. That's how I personally like to play. If you're the kind of person that likes to go after stuff, go after people, get the kills, etc., then that's fair enough. You go ahead and stick to whatever you feel is more comfortable. But yeah, so once you've done that, I kind of double check, obviously just more basics. I apologise for you guys if you know all these basics, but I may as well explain them while I'm here. In the top left hand corner, it tells you how many people are left. Top right hand corner, it tells you whereabouts you are on the map. So to double check that, all you do is click M. On the top you see all these letters, and on the left hand side and right you see the numbers. So as you can see in the top right, I'm West C4. So at the moment I'm looking towards the west, which is to the left of the map, and I'm in this red area here, which is helpfully marked, which is C4. That's whereabouts you are, and the green circle is where you want to be within. So I just need to head south, so I just look about to where I'm facing, so I need to head this way. So yeah, that's that bit done. What are the tips and stuff? So as you can see, I've made my reticle, which is basically a little dot in the middle, a little bit smaller, just because I am a bit more experienced at the game, and now, even though my shooting today has been pretty off point, this will help me be more accurate. I started with it being bigger, just because it's quite a difficult game to get used to the shooting of. So I started with it being a bit bigger, and then as I got more confident, I reduced it to a smaller size. That's just personal preference. Aside from the things that I've already explained, a lot of the rest of the stuff's kind of personal preference. So, like I've said before, if you want to go after kills, then fair enough. But if you're the type of person that doesn't, and is kind of quite... Sorry. That guy there. So I'm gonna try and snake a kill here. Sneak a kill, sorry. I may get killed here, guys, so I do apologise if I do. But I'm gonna hopefully sneak into this corner, and as he comes out to get into his car, I'm gonna shoot him, hopefully. So yeah, I'm just gonna go quiet for this bit just so I can concentrate. I may get killed, I may get the kill, I'm not sure, so hopefully I'll get the kill. So as you can see, guys, I got a headshot on him, which is quite tricky to do actually when somebody's driving a car. But yeah, so as I was explaining, the rest of the kind of stuff within the game is a lot to do with personal preference. So if you guys have a totally different view on like how you'd start the game or whatever, then please do stick it in the comments and let me know. That's fair enough. Yeah, so drop all the stuff that you don't need, because obviously baggage space is quite an important thing in this game. And the final thing that is my personal preference, but I think is a very useful tip for everybody, is to have the 3 helmet rule. So basically my 3 helmet rule is pick up any 3 helmets, so you can have 1 to wear, 1 spare if it gets knocked off, and then 1 to shred to make a makeshift armor. So that's basically a rule that I try to stick to. So I have 1 shredded, I have 1 spare, but I'm going to pick up this one and shred it anyway, just in case. You never know. Yeah, I might get 2 duct tapes and find 2 military backpacks and be able to shred both and make 2 makeshift armors, because having 2 is better than having 1. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the tips and stuff. The only other thing I can really tell you is to scavenge around. If somebody's close to you, try and get the kill, but if you're not confident enough about it, don't worry, just kind of hide away, I guess. So I'm going to leave this game to run, see how far I get, put some music in the background. I really do hope these tips have actually been useful. If they were, please do let me know in the comments. So yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you have enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and comment on it. Just let me know that it's been useful, or whether it hasn't. That'd be much appreciated. So good luck, and I hope this has helped your H1Z1 game. Yeah, if it has, tweet me like your finishings, or if you get first place, or if you have a good game at kills wise. Tweet me. It's at PNNeighbor, which I didn't realise. I thought it was at PCNeighbor, which I know is quite bad not to know your own Twitter, but it's actually at PNNeighbor, capital P and N. So yeah, thank you very much guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I'm not sure how long it'll be, but there we go. And yeah, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later in the week. Right guys, we've jumped into another game, and I'm hopefully going to try and last a bit longer this time, just to show you what other skills you can do. So like I was saying before, if you jump into the middle of the crowd and press tab, look, somebody's dropped the hat straight from the start. So that's 1 free piece of cloth effectively. So keep on shredding the stuff. So if you jump into a crowd, like in the middle here, and press that, then it shows up everything in the proximity, obviously, and usually it'll be like a little blue thing on the floor. So here, look, so you've got the shoes and that. Now this may be a crown, but it's not. So what you do is right click shred, and basically you've got yourself almost a free bandage there, so that really helps. Drop your glasses and stuff that you don't need. I'm going to pick up those because they look pretty cool. The only reason why I'd say drop them is because you usually find some boots and stuff from the start pretty quick. So I'm gonna hopefully last a bit longer into the game, and I'll cut into a bit of a further point into the game. One thing I did forget to mention, guys, I am still alive. One thing I did forget to mention is if you've killed somebody and their loot bag is on the floor, and if they've got gear that you've seen while you're trying to shoot them or whatever, it's always worth checking it out. Always do. The amount of times that I've been killed trying to get the airdrop, or trying to get trying to loot other people's loot bags, always press Z and drop to the floor, because it's so much harder to spot people in the horizon if you're another tip is won't be just yet, I don't think, but we'll talk about the airdrop now. So basically, for those who don't know, again, sorry if you already do, just skip onwards, but for those who don't know, the airdrop is basically a crate that gets dropped by an aeroplane. So may as well go over planes as well right here. So there's 2 types of plane on this game. There's one that travels really quickly that you'll be able to hear the difference of, one that travels slow. So the slow one, obviously the motor noise lasts a lot longer, and that is the one that drops the loot crate. And then the other one is a quicker plane, which early game doesn't do anything, but when the crate has been dropped, it speeds up. Obviously, it goes really fast and it drops bombs in the general area where the crate is. So the quicker planes drop bombs later game, and the slower plane drops the loot crate. Pretty key things to know, really, because if you stood there waiting for the loot drop and then you get bombed, you'd be pretty miffed, I should imagine. So they're 2 big key things. And as I was saying, so basically the loot crate drops a 308 sniper rifle and a ghillie suit. So basically the ghillie suit is a great form of camouflage, and the 308 sniper obviously is pretty useful late game when you're trying to beat the winner, so you're picking off players in the distance. Sorry, I am slightly distracted by this car right now. But yeah, so that's how the loot crate and the 2 planes work. And when I think of some more tips and stuff, I'll let you guys know. Another tip while I'm here, guys, just while I'm waiting for this guy to leave me alone, is if there's a car that has no keys, you can right click on the wires in the car and hotwire it. Right, guys, that's the end of that game. I got picked off. He was a pretty good shot, to be fair. I got a kill. I placed 34th, which is pretty average. But the main thing with this video was for the tips. So if you guys have found them useful and have helped you in the game, do let me know. Have a fantastic day, and I hope you've enjoyed.